Good morning, class. Our topic today is financial planning. And under this broad topic, we are going to be defining what financial planning means. After that, we are going to talk on the rules of financial planning. Thirdly, we'll discuss financial planning activities. And lastly, we are going to be talking about importance of financial planning. Let's start with the definitions. Financial planning is a task of determining how a business will afford to achieve its strategic goals and objectives. You can also say that financial planning is the process of framing objectives, policies, procedures, programs, and budgets regarding the financial activities of a business. In other words, financial planning or a financial plan describes each of the various activities, resources, equipment, and materials that are needed to achieve the set objectives, as well as the time frame that will be involved in achieving these objectives. And so we know that the first aspect of financial planning is to decide what the objectives, the aims, goals, missions that the financial planning seek to achieve, the policies that will be the guiding principle, the procedures, all those areas that requires attention for the objectives to be achieved, including programs, and then the financial implication of every activities that will be carried out. What then are the rules of financial planning? There are three very important categories of the rules of financial planning. The first one is the strategic rule of financial management. And what this seeks to achieve is to be able to predict the future financial result of the business. What is going to be the outlook of the business, say, in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, or in the next 2 years. This also include determining the best way to use the available financial resources to achieve the business goal, either in the long run or in the short run. The second rule is the objectives of the financial management. One, this is to ensure that sufficient fund is available in the business for different purposes. For example, there should be available fund for building, for equipment, and for day-to-day running of the business, and so on and so forth. The other aspect of it is that it seeks to see that the entrepreneur does not raise funds unnecessarily, because idle fund is a great loss for the business. And that is why the entrepreneur will raise fund that is just adequate for the purpose of the set objectives. And any idle fund should be invested in profitable ventures while not being used for the business. And the last aspect of the rules of financial planning is that it gives the picture of the planning cycle. And this has to do with the time plan, whether it is short term, which is usually 12 months, or a long term that is within 2 to 5 years. It also gives the picture of the process that is required in building wealth, preserving or increasing the wealth, and then living or sustaining the business on the same wealth. These are the roles of financial planning in a business enterprise. But then we have talked about financial planning. What are the activities that are involved in financial planning activities? So the financial planning activities include the following tasks. One, assess the business environment. This will involve looking at the best place that the business will thrive. What are the competitors around the business environment? Is there any other business around that area? Will you be able to sell your produce within that environment where you have located the business? And so on and so forth. Secondly, we have to confirm, it also involve confirming the business vision and objectives, because this will be the driving force, what we want to achieve, how we want to achieve it, and the result we're expecting from the financial planning activities. Number three is to identify the types of resources that are needed to achieve these objectives. Do we need land? Do we need equipment? What are the cost implications of the land, of the equipment? What is required for day-to-day running of the business enterprise, and so on and so forth. Number four, we need to quantify the amount of resources that are required. And these resources will include land, labor, equipment, materials, etc. And having decided this one, the number five activity is to calculate the total cost of each type of resources. How much land do we require for the business? 1 hectare, 2 hectares, and what is the cost implication of purchasing the land? What is the cost implication of day-to-day labor requirement? And then giving into consideration the time frame in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years or 3 years, what is the total cost implication for this? And having decided this, the sixth activity is to summarize the cost, and this cost will now create a budget for the activities. And after creating a budget, the last activity is to identify any risk or issue with the budget set, such as how to raise the fund, is the budget realistic, is it too adventurous, or is it too conservative, and so on and so forth. These are the financial planning activities under financial planning. And the last aspect of financial planning is to look at the importance of financial planning. Number one, financial planning ensures adequate funds are available for the business. And so, in the middle of the business process, the issue of inadequate fund or non-availability of funds will not arise. Number two, it helps in ensuring a reasonable balance between the outflow and the inflow of funds, which will help to maintain stability in the business environment. This is to say that since there is a plan, there is a budget for every activity. It will control what goes out and what comes in. What are those things that are expended, and what are the money that will be coming in within the period of the financial plan. Number three, it will ensure that suppliers of funds are easily investing in businesses that exercise financial planning. Nobody will want to invest in any business that does not have a plan, that does not have a set objective, that does not have the set budget, and that does not have the, the outcome of what the business expected to have at the end of the process. Number four, it helps in making growth and expansion programs possible for long run survival of the business. You know, if you have set a short and a long term financial planning measure, within the short run, any profit that is made can be used to expand the program and then plan for a long term survival of the business. Number, number five, uncertainties due to changing market trends can be faced easily through enough funds. Because there are available funds, whatever changes in market trend, whether there are increase in prices of materials, whether there is inflation, since there are adequate funds which has provided for contingencies, things that are not expected to happen but which may happen. Financial planning will ensure that the business is able to survive such changing market trends. And lastly, financial planning reduces uncertainties which can hinder growth of the business and ensure stability and profitability. Can we then recap what we have discussed under financial planning? We have tried to define financial planning. We have talked about the rules of financial planning. We have mentioned the financial planning activities and we have enumerated financial importance of financial planning. This is our lesson for today.